So I thought I'd cover this, and it feels like a strangely obvious plant to teach people to identify, but it's not the usual part of the plant that we do. So I think it's worth, sorry, I'm just dropping my basket. So I think it's worth mentioning just because the part I'm going to talk about might be news to you. The plant probably won't be. I'm going to go through identification features because that's what I do. But realistically, I think you all know what a bramble looks like. So we're looking at a ridged, tough, sturdy stem, very, very long. It climbs and creates massive brambly bushes wherever it goes that are hard to penetrate. Really invasive, one of our most common natural plants. One of our most common native plants. It has these spikes, thorns up the stems, and yeah, generally we all know what it looks like. The leaves are soft at this time of year when they're just coming out. They're this amazing bright green. As you can see, when they're older, they're much darker green and quite tough and papery. When they're young like this, they're almost downy, slightly kind of soft hairs on the back. Can you see that? Yeah. With these slightly toothed edges, they usually come like this in 3s, occasionally I think in 5s, as they get older perhaps. But yeah, we most of us know what a bramble looks like. If you're not certain, there are some other things that climb, things like rose bushes. Their leaves are slightly different, but they do have the thorns and the climbing stems. Once you're sure it's a bramble, which should be relatively easy, something that not everybody knows, when I teach courses people are often surprised by this, is that the leaves are edible as well as the fruit. So we all know about blackberries and eating bramble fruits. The leaves are edible too, and this is a lovely time of year to get them while they're still soft and downy and delicious. You can put them in salads. A lot of people make a tea with it. Historically, it's been used as a kind of cold and flu remedy. I don't speak for whether that actually does anything or not, but it's nice to know, or interesting to know, what the background in our country of our native plants is. And as a salad vegetable, interestingly, everyone seems to describe the flavour slightly differently. So for me, it tastes kind of green salady and then often has a note of coconut, and sometimes of mushroom. Oh, this one's really coconutty. And I've also heard it described as all sorts of other things by other foraging instructors and people on courses. So it's quite an interesting one to get to grips with, because you don't necessarily know what you're going to find taste-wise. I've never found one that's desperately unpleasant though. And the texture's quite nice. It's kind of soft and juicy. I highly recommend it as a salad veg, actually. I think it's really underrated, and thought it was worthwhile letting you know, just in case you hadn't heard, that given that it's one of our most common plants, you can be eating the leaves at this time of year. And I don't think it's going to do much damage to the populations. Enjoy your foraging. Like and subscribe below to help us support the channel and creating more of an audience and sharing this information with as many people as possible.